Hello, and welcome back to StoneBlock 4. Today, we'll be dealing with the mechanism stuff, namely, talking about the reactor and getting some fissile fuel right there. And we're also going to set up the neutron activator, because it's a multi-block structure, and we gotta do things just a little bit differently than what we are familiar with when we are getting to the plutonium-polonium point in the mechanism career. So let's talk about that. So anyway, I already did this because, well, done it more than once, you know. You want to see me set up this whole thing, you can watch my previous episode on us building the reactor and us building the fissile fuel setup in the All the Mods Tend to the Sky series. So if you want to go watch that, be my guest. It's probably going to be like 2 hours, so have fun with that. So I'm going to talk through on what we need to do in order to get fissile fuel, and also talk about the differences in this particular pack in getting to the endpoints. So let's switch to the little diagram that I drawn for myself on creating fissile fuel. Okay, so here's the diagram. There are 2 branches in order to get down to the fissile fuel, which is right here. This is what we want, the fissile fuel. That goes into the reactor, and that makes the nuclear waste and all the steam and crap. So here's branch number 1, which is the bigger branch, like right here. Right there. And there's also the smaller branch, like right here on the left side. And both of these, the end product, both these end products right there, goes into the last branch, which is right there, in order to get to the fissile fuel. So there are a couple of components that you need: electric separators, chemical oxidizers, deconcentrators, chemical infusers. You probably only need 1 electrical separator, by the way. I only put 2 just to, like, I don't know, up the supply or something like that. Let's see, chemical infusers, chemical dissolution chambers, enrichment chamber, and isotopic tower. Ignore this thing. This is just like, the overall setup back in the old series there. So anyway, let's talk about the left branch over here. And the end goal is to get uranium oxide. In order to get that, you'll need uranium ingots inside the enrichment chamber in order to make yellowcake uranium. And then you put the yellowcake uranium into the chemical oxidizer to make uranium oxide. So that's 1 output right there. So let's go all the way to the right branch over here. Now you're going to need O2, oxygen, and sulfur dioxide. In order to get oxygen, you need a electrolytic separator. Just put water in it, and you get oxygen and hydrogen. You're going to need the hydrogen later, by the way. And then use the oxygen, combine it with sulfur dioxide. In order to get sulfur dioxide, you get the sulfur into the chemical oxidizer, you get sulfur dioxide. Combine sulfur dioxide with the oxygen in the chemical infuser to get sulfur trioxide. And then you combine that with the water vapor. How do you get water vapor? You get the deconcentrator machine, or called the rotary decontent, whatever you call that thing, and then you get water vapor in it. You just put water in it, and you make vapor out of it. You combine that vapor with the sulfur trioxide in the chemical infuser, you get sulfuric acid. And you're supposed to put that into a chemical dissolution chamber with fluoride to get hydrofluoric acid. And then you take that one, combine it with your uranium oxide in another chemical infuser to get uranium hexafluoride. Then you put that into isotopic centric tower, or whatever that little dong tower thingamajiggy. And then you get fissile fuel. And then you put that in the reactor. And hooray, you're done. That's your fissile fuel setup. So of course it's not over yet, because that's just like 1 leg of the journey right there. So let's get back over here. All right, so I kind of like pushed it all in, compacted, no extra tubes or cables or anything like that. I was trying to make it look a little bit neater, and I've done that. You don't really need any additional machines if you can't keep up with certain productions, because the mechanism upgrades, if you go into the upgrades over here, you're allowed up to 32 max. So there you go. If it's not fast enough, well, put more upgrades in it, and it'll go fast. Now, mind you, if you put like a lot of speed upgrades in there, it'll end up wasting a lot of power. So you got to offset that with more energy upgrades you can see over here. So cool. And as usual, I'll put the muffling upgrade in here. That's why you don't hear a damn thing. So cool. Yeah, so I don't have any additional machines in here. Just like squeeze them on in, compact it, and looks a little bit neater right there. Okay, so let's see. I didn't make heads and tails of this thing because obviously I didn't put signs anywhere or anything like that. So I'm just gonna like click random machines and see what happens. Okay, so this is the seed crushing factory. Okay, so this back row over here, that's like the additional stuff that you do after the fact. So let me go over here. And what is this one? This is the chemical oxidizer that takes sulfur and creates sulfur dioxide. Okay, well, I think you should just follow the chart in the diagram like that, because it'll probably be easier than looking at this damn thing. So yeah, other thing that's like diagram not including or anything. I mean, I can talk about that if you want to. I have an AE2 cable just going up there. You know, I don't have to worry about channels, so there's no extra work there. I'm using tanks as a buffer, just the whole stuff. Oh, look at that hydrofluoric acid. Now, the thing is, if something starts to fill up, you may want to speed it up a little bit. You know, it's just going to be a bottleneck. So this one is taking hydrofluoric acid, uranium oxide. So that is coming from over here. Okay, so that's filled already. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you if you want to stop it, because eventually, if you want to make all these machines like not have bottlenecks, then you're gonna run out of resources. You know, you're gonna run out of yellow kit uraniums to process, and right now it's just being stopped. So you speed it up to a point where it just keeps moving along, then the fissile field is gonna fill up over here. It's already filling up, so it can't process anymore, and then you're gonna run out of uranium supply. So you gotta pick your bottlenecks. You know. So this one, you can probably speed it up. This one's like 4 out of 32. But it really doesn't need to be sped up, because we can't process that much anyway. So we'll have to rectify that. So with the 82 cables, I'm pulling that out of the main network. So right there, that's the main network right there. And I'm just using regular old import buses, export buses, and storage buses and everything like that. I don't have to worry about channels. So that's a good thing. Aside from that, I do have like a separate network just bringing water out of that particular separate network. It's inside this driveway there. And you can get this ME Infinity water cell from the shop for 50 gold. So you place that in there. We're going to have to make a few changes though. And then, really, I mean, that's about it. So let's take a look at JEI and check out the recipes here. So this is the fissile field stuff. So you check out a recipe for that. You need to put that into the tower, like right there, centrifuge, with uranium hexafluoride. And then, you know, just follow the recipes, and you'll be able to work that out. But of course, after you get the fissile fuel inside the reactor, it's going to take out, it's going to produce steam and some nuclear waste. So what I did was, I'm not using the steam. I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just dumping it into a trash can right there. So that's it. I don't have to deal with the steam right there. For the nuclear waste, and I think this is it. Or is that going inside there? Let me see. Okay, it's going inside the second tower over here. So that's nuclear waste coming out of the reactor. I mean, there's like green particles around it, so it should be it. And it's going inside the isotopic centrifuge. And it's convert nuclear waste into plutonium. And from that, we're going to take that and put that into a pressurized reaction chamber with water. And then we're going to mix it with fluorite dust. And then it's going to create some spent nuclear fuel, which we can't use anymore. And then it's going to produce these things, plutonium pellets, which we need, because we're going to need the plutonium pellets in order to make the SPS casings and the SPS machines and setup and everything like that. But it's not really over yet, because we're also going to need polonium. So, cool. Okay, let's put that back in there. And aside from that, we're going to need the polonium pellets and the HDPE sheets. So this is the third row over here, dealing with the HDPE sheets. So let's take a look at the that one. So in order to get these sheets, you need the HDPE pellets inside the enrichment chamber. And in order to get that, you need the pressurized reaction chamber with oxygen and liquid ethene with a substrate. So in order to get the substrate, you'll need biomass or biofuel or whatever this stuff is. And you're supposed to put that into another pressurized reaction chamber with hydrogen and water in order to get the substrate. And luckily, it also gives you ethene as a byproduct as well. So you take this ethene and convert that into liquid inside the, what you call it, condensating machine. So there's your liquid ethene right there in order to make your HDPE pellets. So there's your oxygen. You combine it with the liquid ethene, and you get the HDPE pellets. Oh yeah, and don't forget the substrate right there. So there's your oxygen. At one point, I needed the other one, the other hydrogen, right? Let me check this out here. Where does that one come into play? I forget. The substrate, okay? And here's the biofuel. So in order to get the biofuel, I went this route instead. So I took like some kind of organic crap or matter from the farm, and I put that through the crusher, and I get biofuel like that. Okay, let me see. Substrate and biofuel and all that crap. Okay, I think that's it. In order to get HDPE pellets, like liquid ethene and oxygen, it's a substrate. Here's the biofuel. Oh yeah, that's where the hydrogen comes into play. You mix it with water and the biofuel in order to make the substrate. So yeah, so that hydrogen you were making early on, you're gonna put that to good use. And of course, you're gonna need more oxygen. So Okay, from the HDPE sheets, press U on that, you can make your SPS casings like right here. All right, cool. Let's check out these machines here, see what I'm missing. These are the HDPE pellets, okay. Another electric link separator. Here's the substrate to the pellets. Here is the ethene and liquid ethene. And here's the substrate creation. And this is like converting wheat seeds into biomass. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it, really. And I'm just taking the extra hydrogen from here and just place it into here. So, cool. I mean, I could very well take the hydrogen from here if I want to. But I feel it wasn't enough, so I just put it in there anyway. Alright, so there we go. There's the HDPE sheets. So we got that done. We got the plutonium done. And we just need the polonium. So, yeah. We're going to have to deal with that. But first, we're going to deal with the water situation here. Because this is a separate network after all. And we're just going off of the infinity water cell down there. And we're just placing it with the extended import buses. Is it import buses or export buses? It doesn't matter. We're going to change it out anyway. Okay, here's what we want to do. We want to make a I/O port. Extended one. There we go. Okay, give me that one. We're going to take the dense energy cell that we have down there. Probably going to need some cables. And we better make this quick because it's going to run out of water when we disconnect it. Okay, we're going to need some acceleration cards. Okay, we're going to need the infinity cells. We got the flux point down there and the energy receptor. Okay, great. All right, let's make this quick. But first, we want to go back into the reactor and set this down to 0.1. All right, that should give us some time. All right, let's get rid of this stuff. I'm not sure about the controller. We probably don't need the controller. Okay, give me that. Give me that. And give me that. Okay, great. Alright, so here's one of the ports right there. I'm probably going to need a storage bus. Give me one of those. I'm going to put that right there. Okay, do this and do that. And let's see, extended I/O port. Put that right there. And the dense energy cell. Put that right there. Energy receptor. And then the flux point right there. Okay, that's on, right? Okay, that's on. Alright, cool. And that's the storage bus right there. How's the reactor doing? Okay, it's... What else going down? Alright, so from this water cell, we're going to put it back into the network. So we're just going to do this. And put in all the accelerator cards that we can find. And I think that's working. Right? It's pretty jumpy, so I'm guessing so. Alright, so, this one's a little longer running. So what we can do is we can probably get another infinity water cell, you know, to like switch the supply or something like that. Okay. Alright, let's get rid of this stuff. Or maybe we'll just leave it. We'll put it right down there or something. Let's see, how's the power? The power's still looking good. Okay, let's try increasing the burn rate and see what happens. Let's go back to 4. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Alright, go to 6. It's keeping up. Alright, cool. Alright, let's go to 32. Wow, amazing. Alright, we're at 32. And it feels quickly going down, so yeah. You might want to leave it as that or something. Or you know what, we'll just decrease it a little bit. We'll go 24, because it's like eating through all that fuel. We could increase the fuel production if we want to. Yeah, you know what, let's do that. And what the heck is happening on there? Okay, we're good. Okay, let me see. This one produced the fuel, okay. Go to the upgrades. Probably gonna need some power. Some energy cards. Okay, here, put the whole lot in there. And what's up to 4? We'll double that. All right. How's the fuel now? Okay, it's going up real fast. Really fast. And how's this one? And that is decreasing. Okay, all right. Let's kind of bring that back down a little bit. Let's put that to 6. Let's burn right through that supply. Okay, maybe get rid of one more. Okay, now it's constant. All right, great. Okay, how's this? All right, it's still going up. That's not bad. All right, let's put that to 32. Okay. How about 42? Oh. Really keeping up there. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad, it's keeping up. Although the fuel is going down. Okay. Let's go to 36. Okay, it's slowing down. Okay, fine. Let's go back to 32. I think that's a sweet spot right there. All right, cool. All right, we'll leave it as that. Leave it as that. Now, how is this one doing? Yeah, it's a little bit faster. So yeah, this is the sort of setup that you just set it and you forget it, you know? And then you come back and suddenly you have like many plutonium pellets. In fact, that's what I did, you know? I just built an amp thing, went to do something else, namely that crap over there. And then suddenly I have over 100 pellets, so cool. All right, so we got the reactor going. We're gonna go back to the shop. And we'll get another water cell. We don't have to, but you know, just be on the safe side, you know. Okay, water cell. Okay, who's selling this again? This is the catalyst. Let's go here. We'll get another infinity water cell. There we go. All right, and then we'll put it right back in there. We're just gonna get rid of the control. I don't think it's really necessary. All right, give me this. And put that back right there, and then we'll put that back there. And then we'll get another dense energy cell. And another energy acceptor, if I can find it. Oh, I never made a recipe for that? What the heck? Okay, alright. Acceptor. Okay, here we go. Oh, no wonder it didn't. Freaking Whirl Engine recipe. Okay, here's one. And put a flux point right there. Alright, so this one should be getting more water now. Maybe, I'm not quite sure. Hold on, let me go check. Alright, so this one takes more water. Alright, that's going up. Okay, that's going up. Alright, cool. That works. And then we can get rid of these things over here. I mean, we can probably just leave it, you know? It was originally like that before. And if we just leave it, that means this reactor would get even more water, which is really not necessary. So maybe we should just get rid of it. It's still okay. All right. All right, cool. All right, there we go. So yeah, that's the mechanism reactor, and we talk about the fissile fuel. We talk about the HDPE sheets and the plutonium pellets, and that's still going in there, right? Okay, that's still going in there. It looks filled though. Okay. All right, that's still going. And oh yeah, the spent nuclear fuel, which is being taken out of this thing over here, and just being placed down inside these barrels, and let it dissipate over time. All right, now we need to worry about the other pellets, which is the polonium pellets, right there. And in order to get that, you need another pressurized reaction chamber with the polonium fluids in there, the chemicals, and the fluoride dust to get you the pellets and stuff. And in order to get you polonium, we need to go through the neutron activator, which is a multi-block structure. So normally, by default, you'll have to use the solar neutron activator, or whatever that thing is called, which is not in here, by the way. I don't know, solar. It's not in here. That little thing with the solar panel on top of it, which of course, in order for it to function, you need open sky with sunlight or whatever in order for it to function. And obviously, we don't have that. So that's why they introduced the neutron activator right here. And they took that opportunity to make it a little bit more difficult for us to use because it's the multi-block structure, and you need to get neutronium piles and put it right there. And not only that, you need to heat up the damn thing. So cool. So let's figure out where to put this damn thing. Maybe we'll put it in the corner or something. You know, make another leg. Okay, there we go. Now, this is a multi-block structure, so where did I put that thing? Neutron. I just had it. Where the heck? Huh. Oh, downright disappeared, didn't it? Oh, frickin'. Okay. Okay, so it's like 3 by 3 by maybe 4 high structure, and then with this little thing at the base just sticking out. So let's take a look at the recipes here. So it's going to take some kind of fluid like nuclear waste, and then we're going to obviously need to power that thing with heat, by the way. And then we also need to put polonium in it too. So here's the required structure. We're going to need 24 carbon plating block, 8 whisper glass, reactor neutron reflector, a heat vent, and a power void crystal block. Okay, so let's try to get that stuff. All right. Let's see. I think I put it on the list over here. I'm not quite sure. Fissile fuel. Okay, here it is. Carbon plating block. Yeah, I already made recipes for these things. Okay, let's do that. Hopefully there are no issues. Right, there we go. All right, let me take a look here. 24, 8 Whisper Glass. I don't have that one. Okay, here, go here. Whisper Glass, and that is, oh yeah, that stuff. Okay, Cognitive Amalgam, and then Cognitive Flux, which is just this stuff over here. All right, cool. That's Whisper Glass. And this one goes in the furnace. Okay, Whisper Glass, make 8 of it. Okay, there we go. And then next, we're going to need the Reactor Neutron Reflector, which is probably not in here. Or is this the what? Is this it? Reactor Neutron Reflector. Okay, that's the one. That's the same thing we use in order to make the neutron collector, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, we got one Reactor Neutron Reflector. Next is the Reactor Heat Vent. Okay, we probably don't have heat vents in here. Okay, go here, and then do this. And we're going to need the Empower Void blocks, which is another special recipe right there. Okay, put that there. Want the heat vents. Okay, there we go. And now we need to make the Empowered Void Crystal blocks. Okay, I have this one already. So let's make the block out of this one. Okay, make one of these. Okay, give me this. All right, let's figure out this multi-block structure. So this is a 3x3 thingamajiggy over here. So maybe we should put that like out here or something. All right. Okay, if you right-click this thing and you check out one of the recipes, press U, you can click this in order to see the multi-block structure. There you go. There it is. So it's a 3x3, and it's 4 tall. Okay, let me see. Carbon plating blocks. So I'm guessing these are it. Okay, those are it. Now I have this little thingamajiggy like right here, the multi-block printer. If I right-click this, will it like do it for me? No multi-block structure defined to this block. But you said right-click it though. Right button on a block with printable multi-block tag to automatically build. Okay, well, it doesn't do it. Yeah, it doesn't do it. Okay, well. All right, let me see. Let me go in here. What's at the bottom over here? Is this another block? And what's down on the side? What the heck goes in the center? Oh, it's this block, isn't it? There we go. All right, what else am I missing? This thing and something else. Oh, this thing. Go up the bottom there. And there we go. Right? That should be correct. Okay, press U on this thing. Click that. And that should be correct. No X's or anything. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, we're gonna get rid of this thing. Put one of, do I need to autocraft anything from this? Or is it just like straight up like in there? All right, I guess it's like straight up in there. All right, we got the neutron piles in here. We're gonna have to heat this thing up. So let me get a heater. Let's see, resistive heater, okay. And then we're gonna come out the back here. Okay, and then we're gonna set this to, I don't know what the heck we're gonna set this to, 2000 or something? Is it set to 2000? We'll see it reaches like 450. 420 Celsius, okay, let me see. This is Celsius. Okay, maybe not that high. Maybe 1K. Okay, it's going back down again. Okay, we'll see. We'll see where it ends up. Okay, let's go in here. And we're going to use an import bus. Okay, not that one. It'll be a slow burn. Do that. Right-click this, and then we're going to put the neutron pile in there. Alright, great. Hopefully it goes in there. I'm not quite sure if it does. Neutron. I mean, we do have neutron piles in there. Is this on? Yeah, it's on. Oh, wait, I'm a dummy. Why am I using import buses for? There, it's supposed to be the other one. Give me this. This is what happens when you increase the channels, and suddenly you don't have to worry about subnets. Okay, do this. Okay, there we go. That works. Okay, we got the neutron piles in there. We got... Okay, that's not the heat that we want. Here, put it back to 2000. Okay, it's going up again. Well, we might as well just leave it like that. Okay, so we need polonium, so we need to bring a thingamajiggy all the way over here. And we prefer to be a little bit neater about it, so let me get one of these guys out here. And let's see. So probably like this one. We'll drag it all the way over here. And down to here. Alright, cool. Okay, so this is output waste. We're going to drag this all the way over there. Alright, cool. So this one will take in nuclear waste. And look at that, we're producing polonium right there. Now, is it going to be split? Let me see. This is nuclear waste right there. Okay, let me see. It's filled up though. Let me see. Pipe's filled up there. Okay, that one. Is this also filled up? No, it's not filled up. Okay. Alright, we're gonna have to speed this one up. Yeah, take all the energy upgrades. Okay, is it going down? It's not giving me a number. Okay, we'll see if it goes down. Okay, that is 8 speeds right there. Okay, it went down. Okay, good. Now look at all the plutonium in here. Now we need to deal with this one. Okay, that's a 4. We'll double that. Alright, cool. Alright, put that over here. And then this stuff will have polonium. So I don't know if this is even split. We might have to disable this one. How many plutonium pelts we have? We have like 200. Okay, slow it down a little bit. Here, let me just do this one. No, don't output the coolant. Don't. Okay, that's a thing. It just replaced all the nuclear waste in it. Okay, can we just get rid of this thing? Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this thing. Jeez. Okay, this output nuclear waste here. Alright, this thing's closed. No, don't connect to that. Alright, we're good. So if we ever need to switch back, all we gotta do is put another pipe there, or tube. Okay, now this is getting all the nuclear waste, supposedly. Okay, we got the polonium right there. Now, next, we're going to need to convert that into a pellet. So we're going to need another pressurized reaction chamber. Okay, make one of these. And then we'll put that somewhere around here. Okay. And of course, we need to put some fluorite in it. Fluorite dust. Okay, items. That's an input. Get with the imports. Get out of here. Put this away. Get it out of my inventory. Okay, that should work. It's online. Okay, it's online. This is items. That's an input from the back. And then we're going to need a crafting card. All right, there we go. And we're also going to need the water. All right, you got the water. And now next, we need to shove the polonium into here. Okay, let's see. Chemicals. That is an input. All right, and then click this, do that. And we are going to output to the right there. All right, it's working. We got polonium. All right, now we need to bring the nuclear waste down there. Okay, and that is from the right there. So chemicals, and this one outputs like that. Okay, there goes the nuclear waste. That goes inside some of the barrels. Alright, next we need to take the polonium out. So let me get a drawer. I'll put that right there. Okay, items, that is an output. And there we go. We are getting polonium pellets, and look at that, we already got 14. Okay, lock that. And then we can storage bus it on the back as well. There we go, nice. And then we need to wait because, of course, each SPS casings takes like 4 polonium pellet and 1 plutonium pellet, so we're going to need a lot of these pellets. Now, how's our HDPE sheet supplies? That is over 9,000. Over 9,307. Okay, great. All right, it's going. Let's speed this up a little bit. Okay, great. Now this thing, that thing is producing. Okay, it's keeping up. And is this going up? Okay, kinda, maybe. Okay, it's going down. It's going down. Okay, great. We don't need to speed it up that fast. All right, so now all we gotta do is wait. Look at that. We already have 45 of the pellets. And let's see if this is keeping up. All right, that's keeping up. Okay, great. Alright, so there's the mechanism stuff. We can continue once we have enough of the SPS supplies. And we need SPS casings in order to make antimatter. So in order to make the antimatter stuff, well, we're going to need antimatter fluids. And in order to get that, we need to go through the supercritical phase shifter. And we need to reroute the polonium into this thing. So we can make antimatter right there. And that's about it, really. That's about it. Alright, so I messed around with the reactor a little bit, and it turns out that the burn rate could be a little bit higher than that. It'll still be a little bit safer. So right now it's at 32. I kind of dialed it up to 400. And I believe it's still okay. Now the water is still going down, but after you wait like a little bit, it starts going back up again. So I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So right now the water's keeping up. Temperature is not that high, so let's keep going up a little bit. Let's say 410. And we'll see what happens here. Okay, the water's still keeping up. It's still okay. The temperature's still okay. It's not getting damaged or anything, so that's good. But of course, our fissile fuel supply is just dangerously low right now. So let's do 500 and see what happens then. Okay, yeah, that water's going down right quick. Okay, stop it, stop it, stop it. Go back to 32. Okay, great. Now, if you want, you can put another diff setup on another port. Then you can technically double that, right? So I'm guessing that's how you keep up the water production there. Then you still gotta worry about the steam. You have to up your fissile fuel production. Thus, you gotta put more power into your machines and everything like that. So yeah, that's another thing. Another thing is it's gonna like output a whole bunch of waste out here, and you need to worry about any spillover. You know. Look at that, it's maxed out with polonium. So even though this pipe can hold like a whole bunch of polonium, you don't want it maxing out. You know, that would be a bad thing. That's like filled up here. I can't even tell how much is in here. Alright, well, at least I got like a surplus supply right there. So if you want to like up your production, then this can handle like maybe 400 or something like that. Around 400, that would be good. Maybe in the middle, you know, between 400 and 500. That would be good. Of course, we are using water, so that means you can't go all the way with this. You can't say like go past 500 or something like that. Although you could, you know, if you want, like, if you can keep up the water, then you can do that. Like put another setup of this on here, and then you can keep up with that. Whichever one works for you. Right now, it's working for me. So I might up it a little bit, if that's the case. So let me see. Let me see how the antimatter is doing. Okay, that's a 759 millibuckets. Okay, we're nearing our very first antimatter. And mind you, we don't need a lot of this stuff, you know. We just need a handful of it, and that's it. So cool. All right, so for the power production, I put a whole bunch of reactors down right there, because this thing eats power like candy. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have another 2 or 3 reactors back at the base. So right now it's just eating dragon's breath and uranite, redstone, and coal. I don't think the ice is that important, but you just need the dragon's breath in there because the ice is just like what, -2 degrees, and that's it. So cool, very nice, very nice. And in each of these reactors is like generating, what is it generating? 233k Fe per tick. Okay, and then extract like 2 million. All right, cool. I might plunk a couple more down, just in case. Maybe, I'm not quite sure. It depends on how many resources I have. I also want to up the ice production because it just ate through all my ice production. Look at this. Sheesh. Okay, one last thing. Put the trash can right up to the port. Problem solved. Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. Up. Here we go. We got one antimatter. Hooray! Let's lock this. Grab it. And we'll complete the quest. Nice. What's next? Oh, joy.